Hello and welcome back to another episode of No Rules, Random Thoughts of a Swiftie. I'm your host, Brianna Peters. Thank you guys so much for the well-received feedback on the episode with Ren and Mabel from Newsgirls. 2 episodes, both Ren and Mabel gave us their thoughts, and I don't know if you saw, but I saw me, a girl, just vibing out so hard with other Swifties and being so happy. When I was editing those episodes, I was cackling at just how excited I was to be in the room with other Swifties. So the fact that you guys liked that episode as well means a lot. Please check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts for the full episodes. I know a ton of people have been seeing the clips on TikTok, and I love that. And I love this community that we're building. But I'm telling you, you're missing so much good content by not listening and or watching. So wherever you get your podcasts, it's super easy. You'll be able to listen to it and or watch it within 10 to 15 minutes every day to get caught up, because I am on this is episode 17. So we're chugging, we're going through. And today I'm so excited because I think it took that episode with Ren and Mabel to energize me. Not that I ever need to be re-energized about Taylor Swift, but re-energize me about like the content I want to make. And I just got so inspired by talking about Taylor Swift and being with other Swifties. And I was like, you know what? There are other things that I could be doing with this podcast. Case in point, this is episode 17, but it's going to be the first episode in a series of episodes titled, I Cannot Believe We Get These Songs from Taylor Swift. And I'm so excited to take you on this journey. I'm also going to be doing companion social media pieces to go with the songs. I do fear this is going to take me many episodes since this is a 15-minute show. So, stick around with me. But I also think that this means something really good for you guys because you have time to influence my decisions. Like, I have a whole list, but I can be influenced. And I want you to do that for me. So right now, I want you guys to tell me in the comments what songs I have to put onto this list, but you got to tell me why. Or you got to tell me the part that specifically, because as you're going to see, I'm going to go through the song, why it makes sense and means something, but I'm also going to talk about a specific part of the song that just literally goosebumps every time. So that's what I need from you guys. I just need you to tell me what are your ultimate Taylor Swift songs you cannot believe we have from her, and why they should make this list, because just might happen. I'm so excited to be doing this series, and I've been very inspired that I even got myself a little fancy ring light situation. So that was a hiccup. Sorry. I'm so excited. I can barely keep up with my own breathing. I am so excited to have this journey with you guys because I do fear the Swifties, we need this. We need to just geek out over a song. We need to go all in. We need to deep dive. And I need to hear from you because as much of a Swiftie as I am, I don't know everything. There are things that I've potentially missed. So I need you to tell me that the things that I put on my list, why they're meaningful to you as well, or something that you've heard, or a theory, or an Easter egg that links to something. I have to know. I just want to say shout out to World Market because I went there for the first time. Never been to a World Market. There's one that opened in New Jersey and I was like, we're going. Me and my husband got up in the car, drove over there. I'm looking through and I'm like, wow, this is so beautiful. I love this. And then we get to a section and it felt kind of random because it was sitting on furniture, but they were selling Taylor Swift crochet and a Taylor Swift little book. And I geeked all the way out. I was like, I have to have this. It's also not expensive. It's $8.95. So if you're into this, get it because it's words to shake it off. It's quotes from Taylor Swift. And I thought, we have to start incorporating this into the podcast. There are lots of Taylor Swift quotes, as you can see. So we're going to just share this at the end. We're going to do one quote each time. And I think it's going to be really cool when we get all the way through. And we're going to build this community up together. All right, let's get into the list. These songs have no rhyme or reason as to why I'm saying them when. They're not going to follow a timeline. They're not going to go off of albums like each one. When I was thinking of doing this, I said, what are the ones that stick out to me? And that's where I started. But then it was like a snowball effect. As soon as I did like 1 and 2 and then 5, I was like, actually, you know what? We also have this. And it was just, I could not stop myself. So I'm interested to see how many episodes this is going to take to get through. But I'm willing to do that because I think the reason we're all here is because, one, we love Taylor. We're huge Taylor Swift fans. But more than her as a person, which we love, we're fans of her music, of her lyricism, of her songwriting abilities, of her musical capabilities, of the way that it reflects into our own lives and the way that we see ourselves, and the way that a lot of us even grew up with Taylor see things reflected in her story. And I've said this on the podcast before, but I always very much appreciate artistry, and for every artist that's different, right? And so Taylor just happens to have an artistic style that a lot of people love and appreciate. And so, yeah, I love that this series is going to give a second and a moment to acknowledge some of these things. But even beyond that, like some of the behind the scenes, some of the storytelling, some of the things that Taylor talks about in these are kind of some of the reasons why they made the list, because we don't always get a, in-depth look into her personal life. We know her as a musical artist, as a brand, as a business owner. But we don't always get the privilege to know her as a person, right? So anytime she shares something with us, which tends to be in her music and the way that she can control the narrative, I really attach myself to these things, and I think a lot of us do too. So to kick us off, I'm going with one of my favorite Taylor songs because it's also one of the most emotionally destructive, if that makes sense. Like, why would this be a favorite if it hurts so much? But I think the reason You're Losing Me made this list is really because prior to Tortured Poets Department, I didn't really think we would get a detailed potential breakup song about her and Joe. I felt like, and I will say, like, even registered through TTPD, there's a sensibility to the level of what she's going to talk about that relationship. With the Maddie Healy relationship, gloves are off a bit. You could say, and Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, and a bunch of other ones. But I feel like with the Joe relationship, it was a very loving, long-term relationship that just had its complications, like more than we'll ever know. But because of that, I never really thought we would get such a "what is wrong with you" song. To put it honestly, like I did not see her giving us that. I thought maybe it was a little too private of a moment. And that's why You're Losing Me was interesting, because when we got it, at the time that we got it, it was like, oh, wow. This is saying a lot about the relationship that we now know, is over. But we didn't understand when that song was written until Jack Antonoff came through. Lord, thank you, Jack Antonoff, and posted that, an Instagram story that said, like, she's eating raisins and we're about to go record the song. And it was in December of 2021. And because of that timestamp that he gave us, it really changed everything. We were like, wow, this is totally putting that relationship in perspective, because they continued to go on and date until, early 2023, right? So we were like, there was so much that relationship we just didn't know about, and the tumultuous nature of it. And that timestamp really changed a lot. But to get back to the song itself, I'm just going to read some of my notes here, because this was awesome work to do, by the way. Oh no, I have to listen to Taylor's most amazing songs and like make notes for it. I've said this before, but if this could be my job, this could be my only job, what a freaking world to live in. I would be so excited. Okay. So not only did we get the song and get that like detailed breakdown of the relationship from her, but it felt really intentional from Jack to tell us the date. I feel like they've often talked and discussed about each other, you know, online and in post when a project that they've worked on together comes out. And I always love seeing the behind the scenes of them in the studio. There's so many amazing things. But that felt very intentional to leave us the date specifically. Nobody would have been none the wiser if he had just left it as like, here's a picture of Taylor Swift. I mean, you know what, though? I don't put it past the Swifties to kind of figure it out based off of a thing that she wore, her hair color or style or the nails she was wearing. We would have figured it out. But still, I do feel like from their relationship perspective, something must have mattered to them to put the date out there. And You're Losing Me, when I remember hearing it for this first time, not in my current relationship, but I do remember those feelings that the song kind of brings up. And the favorite part of this song for me is fighting in only your army. Front lines, don't you ignore me. I'm the best thing at this party. And I'm fading, thinking, do something, babe. Say something. Lose something, babe. Risk something. Choose something, babe. I got nothing to believe unless you're choosing me. I remember feeling like that in a previous relationship, hardcore. It felt like a little bit like it was fun to pit me against other women. It felt like it was fun to kind of like be emotionally a little bit removed. And to feel like nothing really mattered. It felt like that was an enjoyment from that person from me. And I remember feeling those thoughts exactly. Like, I just want you to choose me because I'm here. Like, I'm in it. I'm excited. I want to see where it goes, but I can't carry it. I can't be the only one. So I need you to choose me. I need you to risk showing your vulnerability to me. Why can I never say vulnerability the first time right? If you clocked it in the last episode, you know what I'm talking about. Like, show me and choose me and don't act like I'm not the best thing that you know and have had. Because if it's not, then let's just call it quits. Like, I don't want to be this person to you. Yeah, I just honestly, You're Losing Me, despite it being one of her most tragic and sad songs, I will never pass up an opportunity to listen to it. And I think we got to move quick because I got only one more song I think I can get through. And that's crazy. This is going to take me forever. Songs I Cannot Believe I Have from Taylor Swift. Number 2, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. I mean, need I say more? The meta-ness of just the song and then her singing it to the people that she's kind of talking about and doing a performance recreated of all the other things she did in that Eras tour. I mean, conceptually, this is high-level stuff we're talking about here. But if we just return back to the song before we had the performance of it and everything, I mean, it's that upbeat, sad bop. I remember listening to it, and as soon as she gets into, I cry a lot, but I am so productive. It's an art. Ding! I mean, classic, perfect. I can't believe we didn't have this all along type music from Taylor. And when I hear songs like that, I already know that like it's a win for me and it's going to be one of my favorites. And it's how I felt honestly with like 1989. Not every single thing, but I remember hearing the sound of 1989 and thinking, yeah, why have we always had this? Like, this sounds like her. It sounded like the most true to her thing we had had yet up until that point somehow. Even though we had never had a pop version, it wasn't, you know, something that was on the horizon that we knew of. So just when I hear something that sounds so Taylor Swift, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, I get really excited. And so Travis making an appearance during the Eras tour on that song, come on, it's iconic. I just can't. I like the theory of how she sings, he said he'd love me all his life, is like how she would have said it if she was like hysterically crying. And that sounds a little creepy, but just stick with me. Have you guys seen that TikTok where someone explained, like, he said he'd love me all his life. Like, if you were crying, that's how you would kind of have to say it, right? You'd have to take these words, but that's how she sings it. And I'm like, just that one line, that melody change up, I totally believe it. And if it isn't, and it just works out that way, more power to us Swifties that we could identify something and put even more of that heart into it, because this is a very sad song. Don't let the beat fool you. So sad. But just that kind of like moment inside of it is insane. And my personal favorite part of this song is all the pieces of me shattered as the crowd was chanting more. It's so funny in the car. Every time the song comes on, Matt does the more part for, you know, the crowd effect. And I do appreciate that about my husband. He's a very good participator. Yeah. So, okay. Now that I've explained what this is, I think next episode I'll be able to get into more. I'll just kind of like start next episode right with them, and hopefully I can get like 3 or 4 in. I do need to be hearing from you. Absolutely. And then, yeah, let's just kind of finish up this episode with a little quote from Taylor, because that's why we're all here. We're starting page 1. I'm just going to work through these, and whatever lands on the episode, I think that says a lot about karma and, you know, and how it was meant to be. So this is from Taylor, from Rolling Stone magazine, and it was March 5th, 2009. She said, "I had the most magical childhood, running free and going anywhere I wanted to in my head." Thank you. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Swift, for parenting the way you did and for giving this child an amazing life, but a lot of encouragement, because we get to enjoy, like, we get to rejoice in everything she is and everything she does, and it only is because of how she was raised. Thank you guys so much. I cannot believe we've made it to episode 17, and I want to hear from you. Let me know everything you think about this in the comments. Recommend your favorites. Thank you so much. Bye.